The air in the forest was heavy with silence when the rescue team's radio suddenly crackled with panic. A frightened villager's voice shouted for help. His loyal German shepherd had been dragged away by a massive python. Without wasting even a second, the rescue team jumped into their vehicle and sped toward the dense jungle. The sun was slowly setting behind the trees, painting the sky in shades of orange and red, but the team had only one focus: to save the helpless dog before it was too late. As they arrived, the villagers pointed toward the forest trail where the attack had happened. The team could still hear the faint, desperate barking of the German shepherd echoing in the distance. They grabbed their flashlights, ropes, nets, and safety gear, then ran deeper into the forest. The sound of rustling leaves and snapping branches filled the air, each noise leading them closer to the horrifying scene that awaited. Finally, one of the rescuers spotted movement near a fallen tree. They froze in shock. A giant python, easily over 20 feet long, had completely coiled itself around the German shepherd. The poor animal's breathing was slow and shallow, its eyes filled with fear as the snake's enormous body tightened around it. The rescuers knew they had no time to think. One wrong move could make the python crush the dog completely. Acting quickly, the team formed a plan. One rescuer distracted the snake by moving to its head side, using a long stick to draw its attention, while another began loosening the coils from the dog's midsection. The tension in the air was unbearable. Even the sound of leaves crunching under their boots felt too loud. Sweat dripped down their faces as they carefully worked to free the trapped animal. The python hissed loudly, its tongue flickering in anger. It tried to tighten its grip again, but the rescuers didn't stop. Then, suddenly, the python lunged. It struck out, forcing the team to step back quickly. The rescuers knew one bite could be deadly. But their courage didn't waver. They regrouped and used a strong metal rod with a capture hook to control the snake's movements. Another team member threw a net over the python's head while the others continued to uncoil its heavy body. Inch by inch, they managed to free the dog's legs, then its chest, and finally, its neck. The moment the final coil came loose, the team lifted the weakened German shepherd away from danger. The dog was barely breathing, its tongue out, body limp, and heart beating faintly. The rescuers immediately began first aid. One of them gently pressed the dog's chest to restart breathing while another poured water on its face and cleared its airway. For a few terrifying seconds, nothing happened. Then, suddenly, the dog gasped for air. A wave of relief spread through everyone. The life they fought so hard to save was still there. The team carried the German shepherd back to their rescue van, where a veterinarian was waiting. The vet examined the dog carefully and confirmed it had suffered deep bruises and oxygen loss but would survive. The animal was given water and injections to reduce pain and stress. Slowly, its tail began to move. It was weak but alive, and that was all that mattered. Meanwhile, the rescuers handled the giant python with the same care. Instead of killing or harming it, they safely captured it and later released it into a protected wildlife area far away from human homes. They understood that the snake wasn't evil, it was just following nature's instinct. The team's mission was to protect every life, whether prey or predator. By morning, the once dark jungle was calm again. The villagers gathered around as the owner of the German shepherd arrived. Tears rolled down his face as he saw his loyal friend walking slowly toward him. The dog, though weak, wagged its tail and looked up with thankful eyes. It was a reunion that touched every heart present. The villagers clapped, some crying, some smiling, as they watched the brave team who had risked their own safety to save an innocent life. This rescue was more than just a mission, it was a reminder of how courage, compassion, and teamwork can overcome even the most dangerous challenges. The fearless rescuers didn't think about fame or reward, they simply acted because they cared. Their bravery turned what could have been a tragedy into a story of hope and survival. The German shepherd's soft bark that morning was the sound of gratitude, a small voice that spoke louder than words, thanking the heroes who brought him back from the edge of death.